Right, welcome back guys, this is mission 3. This game is going to be slightly different. We've decided to play something a little bit unique. There's no objective markers, and as you can see it is corner deployment. Liam has won the roll-off. My warlord trait is Relentless and Crusader within 12 inches. Liam's warlord trait is, what was it? Move through cover for models within 12 inches, which is great for his bikers. So basically each segment of the board, we've divided the 4x4 board up into 2 foot by 2 foot squares, and you deploy in one half of your corner 2 foot square basically. So Liam's deployed everything up here, and I basically ran an entire gun line down here. Now the name of the game is, from your turn 2 onwards, if you have more points worth of models in one corner than your opponent does, you score 1 victory point for each quarter of the board that you control, essentially. So for example, the Catacomb Command Barge, the way I've built it, is worth 205 points. If I've only got that in one corner, and Liam has his Wraith Guard, which is 210 points, Liam has more points in that corner than what I would, so he would score a victory point for that. If a unit overlaps into 2 or more quarter sections, you've got to specify at the end of your movement phase which corner it is occupying. Obviously multiple units will stack. If, for example, I've got 10 warriors and 5 immortals, obviously that would be, what is it, 215 points in one corner. And if Liam has a squad of bikes at 81, obviously I would trump him. If a unit has suffered casualty, so say I've only got 5 warriors left, that would obviously only be counted as 65 points, so it is on a model by model basis. Another example, if he had 3 jet bikes, and one of them had a shuriken cannon, obviously that one would be worth, what is it, 27? So if he had 2 bikes worth 17 each, and then one at 27, and the one at 27 was lost, obviously the 2 remaining ones would only count as 34 points. So it is on a model by model basis. We'll hopefully have quite a tactical game on this one. Like I said, there's no objectives. We're still going to go for Slay the Warlord, First Blood, and Line Breaker. We're going to say deployment zone, so you've got to be within the 12 inches, the 2 foot corner that is the deployment zone. So I'm actually going to see if I can seize. So come on baby. No. So Eldar, turn 1. Alright, so movement phase for Eldar. This wave serpent with the Wraith in is pulled sideways 12 inches. The bikers have all pushed forward, and these guys are now guided, and Liam also used his Spirit Stone of Anathalan to cast one of his urine, so all of these guys are now fearless. This wave serpent has pulled forward as well, looking probably both of them to rain some fire down on the scarabs and things over here. Liam has said that this one is occupying this corner as well, as he's just over the line. So we'll move on to shooting phase and see what damage he's going to do. Alright, so this wave serpent was only in range with the star cannon. He managed to take out a single scarab base. The guided jet bikes with the scatter lasers took out 4 of the 5 immortals, and that one guy passed his leadership. Combined fire from both jet bike units and this serpent managed to kill 4 of the warriors. They outpassed the leadership, but obviously they're going to have to move within coherency next turn. So that's it for the shooting phase. Liam's got some assault jumps to make. Alright, so assault jumps. Liam has literally jumped everything back round here, and these guys keeping out of the way at this side. My movement, got the Canoptic Harvest coming totally this way. The warriors back in coherency, along with the immortals and the overlord, looking to get some shots through the ruins. It's going to be difficult, but hopefully get some hull points off that wave serpent, stop the Wraith's mobility. Meanwhile, these guys, 1 inch move through cover. So that is it for movement. Let's go on to shooting. Right, so shooting phase, these guys are getting some good runs. Scarabs pushing forward. Wraiths kind of bordering. They can go between 3 different corners. The spider at this side as well. All of these guys shot through the ruins, and and despite getting loads of hits, not a single 6 was rolled. I still need to do run move for these. They get 5 inches, so they're going to push forward slightly, I think, and then we'll move on to Liam's turn. Right, so movement phase, Liam's pulled the Wave Serpent back slightly. All the bikers have jumped forward again. This squad has guide on them. He also tried to cast Will of Azurian using the Spirit Stone of Anathalan, and unfortunately didn't get that off, but he did get guide. The Wave Serpent this side is also pulled back as well, so let's move on to shooting and see what damage he's going to do this time. Right, so shooting phase, the Star Cannon, the Shuriken Cannon, and 6 shots from the shield. Shot through here and inflicted a single wound on this Wraith. The Serpent over here shot its Star Cannon, got a single wound on this Wraith. The bikers here got a single wound on the middle one. The other bikers managed to take out 2 warriors altogether. There also was fire from these bikers up here, again down at these, and as you can see each Wraith is left on 1 wound. So that's it for the shooting phase. We'll now go on to Liam's assault jumps again. Right, so jetpack moves, these guys jump back, as has the Farseer and all the other bikers. So that is the end of Liam's turn 2. He scores 1 victory point for controlling this corner, and a 2nd victory point for controlling this corner, so that is 2-0 to Liam. Right, so my movement phase, the Lich Guard and the Command Barge have pushed forward. They're just over the line, and I'm declaring them both in that quarter of the board. Liam's got his Wave Serpent with his Wraith Guard, that's 350 points altogether, so I had to move them here, but I don't want to get too close. The Immortals are just in there as well. The Warriors I'm keeping back into this corner, as well as that lonely Immortal that's down here. Meanwhile, this side, Spider has spawned another Scarab and they've pushed forward. They're still in this corner for the moment. And the Wraith, sorry for that one falling over, are looking to hopefully get a charge in on the bikes, maybe consolidate back, depending how the Scarabs do when they charge the Wave Serpent. Hopefully we can get some damage done in this corner and start reducing the points over this side. The Spider has ran, that's the only thing I've done for the shooting phase, but we'll now move on to the rest of shooting. Right, so the assault phase, the Scarabs charged in. I've got 3 glances and Liam rolled 1 of his invuns. I was hoping I could maybe take the Wave Serpent out, but at least it's down on 1 hull point. Meanwhile, the Wraiths charged through cover at the bikers. I was praying to God he didn't get any hits on Overwatch, and luckily he didn't. And as expected, they managed to cut the bikers down. I got 2 rends and 4 wounds, and unfortunately Liam failed 1 of his saves. These guys shot through at the biker here, they were just within range, but Liam passed his armor saves, and the Immortals can just about see through that window there at the Wave Serpent and didn't cause any damage. So, points wise, I get first blood for 1 point. I do control this corner because I have more points in it than Liam, the Lich Guard, plus the Catacomb Command Barge, and the Immortals. I control this one due to the single Immortal and the Warriors, and I control this one because of the Spider. Unfortunately, despite having all 3 Wraiths and the Scarabs over here, I don't have as many points as Liam, as he's got, I mean, 160 in the Bikers, 140 the Wave Serpent, and then about 120, 130 in the Farseer. So I do score 3 points for corners, plus first blood puts me at 4 points. Alright, so movement phase, these guys have jumped back up here. This Serpent's pulled back, and Liam dropped the Hawks here. Got almost a direct hit with a grenade pack on all of these. Unfortunately didn't cause any wounds, and the Immortals passed their armor saves. So, Psychic phase, he cast Guide on this top squad again, and then cast Psychic Shriek on the Wraiths. He rolled an 11 after he hit, and I managed to pass me 3 up invuln. So that is it for Psychic movement. Now move on to shooting. Right, so shooting phase, a Star Cannon from this Wave Serpent. The guided bikers managed to take down 2 of the Wraith. It was then the job of the last 3 bikers Unfortunately, I only failed one reanimation protocol on the last one with a single wound. So the Wraith have been brought down. The Star Cannon and Shuriken Cannon from the Serpent at this side shot at the Scarabs, and despite getting a single hit with the Shuriken Cannon and a single hit with the Star Cannon, Liam unfortunately rolled 2 1s. So the Scarabs are still at full strength. I'm hoping to be able to take that down next turn. Liam's got 2 assault jumps to make with these guys, and then we'll total up the points. Right, so forgot one little bit of shooting. The Hawks came in, they unloaded everything at the Immortal, and it was only the Exarch that caused the wound, and he managed to pass his cover save. So Liam does control this corner, as the Hawks total, I think he said 131 points. My Lonely Immortal plus the 4 warriors here aren't enough to trump him. I did obviously nominate the Immortals, the Lich Guard and the Barge in that corner last turn. Over here, he's done his assault jumps and pulled back, so obviously he does control this corner as well, so that scores him 2 more points. That puts the score at 4-4. Alright, so moving phase of the Lich Guard and the Overlord have pulled sideways. The Overlord passed his dangerous terrain, and I'm nominating them to still be in over that line there, as they do cover both areas at the moment. The Warriors and the Immortals are coming back, hopefully to try and deal with these guys. They do have Relentless while they're within 12 inches of the Warlord, which means I can still charge if I have to. The Spider has pulled forward. She's still in this back quarter for the moment, and the Scarabs are looking to hopefully take out that Wave Serpent. I need it gone badly. So we'll move on to shooting. Right, so shooting phase hasn't been too bad. The Warriors rapid fired, managed to kill one of the Hawks just in the ruins here. The Immortals then rapid fired and managed to kill 2, and the lone guy didn't kill any, unfortunately. I then charged in with the squad of 5. I took one, lost a casualty Overwatch, but I rolled a 12, so even going through cover I made it in. The other guy rolled an 11, and as you can see we managed to cut 1 down in combat. And as you can see, Liam passed his morale check, so they are stuck in combat. He also passed the morale check for the shooting phase. The other thing that happened is in the shooting phase, the Spider shot the Twin-Link Particle Beamer, managed to actually get a glance on the Wave Serpent, but as per Liam's amazing Wave Serpent, he managed to pass it with his Hollow Field. I was hoping the Particle Beamer would take it down so that the Scarabs could then charge at the Bikers. As it happened, like I said, he passed his invuln, so the base has charged at the Wave Serpent and have took the Wave Serpent down. As a result, I score 3 more points. I control this corner. The Warriors and the 5 Immortals total more than the Exarch and the single Hawk, so they control this corner. And the Command Barge and the Lich Guard total more than the Wave Serpent over here, so that scores me 3 more points. Puts me at 7 to Liam's 4. Let's move on to Eldar. Over this side, the Bikers have pulled round looking to take out the Spider and the Scarabs. In the psychic phase, Liam cast Guide on this squad. I tried to stop it. He did have he got it off twice. I had 3 dice. I did roll a single 6, but unfortunately didn't stop it. He then cast Psychic Shriek and rolled a 15, and it took me reanimation protocols, and I rolled 3 6s, so the front Scarab base took 2 wounds. So we're now going on to shooting phase, and I'm expecting some brutal damage from these Scat Bikers. Let's see what we can do though. Alright, so as expected in the shooting phase, these guys absolutely obliterated the Scarabs that were there and have assault jumped back slightly. Meanwhile, the ones here, Liam elected not to go for the Spider, but instead to flat out over here. So he's controlling 2 corners, as these guys are 81 points, my Spider is only 60. Over this way, wow, it was brutal. Liam actually won combat. He attacked the single Immortal, unfortunately failed his armor save and his reanimation. The 4 Immortals then hit back and only got a single wound, and then I failed at leadership. I lost by 1, I rolled a 10, and yeah, Liam Sweet not advanced me, so they've consolidated. They are 67 points, I think we added up. Unfortunately, my 4 warriors don't trump that. So Liam does actually control all 3 corners. The only one he doesn't control is this one. So the score is now 7-7. Right, so the spider has spawned another base, and she shot the twin link particle beamer. I was trying to take out one of the bikers here. Then I was going to have the command barge jump across to here. Guess what? Immobilized himself. Fantastic. As a result, the Lich Guard got a 5-inch move through cover and a 1-inch run, which means dun dun dun, flamers are coming. As a result, obviously he was on the borderline, as are the Lich Guard. Have declared that they're on this table edge here to try and counteract this, so I score 1 point for that. The warriors have ran this way, and as a result, the spider, 4 warriors and a scarab do total more points than these 3 bikers, so I score 2 more points that turn, putting the score up to 9-7 for the Necrons. Alright, so Eldar turn 5. Wraith have jumped out. The way Flame of Templates works, luckily he's not going to be hitting the command barge, but he is going to be getting, how many did we say, 26 wounds?
Yep.
On the Lich Guard. Didn't get far enough away with my run move last time. Farseer has detached, and the bikers have moved this way. These have guide on them, and these bikers have pulled sideways as well, probably looking to take out the warriors or the spider. It's going to be a brutal turn. I'm hoping to go to that and hang on with victory points, but let's see what Liam does in his shooting phase. Right, so in the shooting phase, both the bikers unloaded everything on the spider, and she went down by failing 1 too many reanimations, unfortunately. So those jet bikes have jumped back. These guys have jumped back here. So Liam does score that corner for the Farseer and the bikes. These 3 bikes here trump my Scarab and 4 warriors, and the Wraith Guard and Wave Serpent over this side obviously trump everything in that corner. So Liam scores another 3 points, putting him at 10 to my 9, so he's now taking the lead. It's not looking good for the Necrons. I haven't got much left, but let's see what we can do. Right, so we've done the entire Necron turn. Fired the Staff of Light at the Wraith and managed to kill one despite the 4 cover. These warriors, 1 was within rapid fire range, the other 3 shot, and managed to kill 2 of the bikers. Unfortunately, they did pass the leadership check. The Scarab base charged in, despite 5 attacks, didn't get a single hit. So that was tied combat there. So I do control this corner, as one biker is about, what, 17 points is it?
27.
27, well, my Scarab base and 4 warriors equal more than that. The Overlord is holding this corner despite these here, so that scores me 2 points, putting me up to 11. Liam was on 10, but we've just rolled to see if the game continues, and it doesn't. But Liam has line breakers. These are in my deployment zone, so it was a draw. It was a very interesting game. What do you think of the games, Liam?
Out of all the ones we played, this one I find is the most enjoyable, because it's not just moving and shooting. You have to think about, do I move out now or do I stay and wait and bide my time like I did with the Wraith?
Yeah.
So this one I enjoyed a lot more than the others, but they're all good games.
Yeah, I think definitely hanging the Wraith back, although you were losing a point every turn due to me being there, you waited for me to make my mistake. As soon as he was immobilised and the Lich Guard couldn't run, jumped the Wraith out and got them. Definitely been fun games. I think we would definitely play something like this again. I mean, we've crammed 3 games in one night. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's took us a fair few hours, but it hasn't felt that long because the games have been quite quick. But as for the Necrons, hope you've enjoyed them. I'm probably getting some rules wrong. If I have, please let me know, and hopefully we'll see an expanded force for them very, very soon. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and keep subscribing.